This is just a recap of what we have done in the last week. So let me play that. Okay.
PARAKH is performance assessment, review, and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. SAFAL is structured assessment for analyzing learning. Conducted by PARAKH is conducted by NCERT under the Ministry of Education. SAFAL is conducted by CBSE in its affiliated schools. When conducted, PARAKH is conducted at the end of grades 3, 6, and 9, not in grades 10 or 12. SAFAL is conducted at the end of grades 3, 5, and 8, and from 2025-26, it is mandatory in grades under the Ministry of Education. SAFAL is conducted by CBSE in its affiliated schools. When conducted, PARAKH is conducted at the end of grades 3, 6, and 9, not in grades 10 or 12. SAFAL is conducted at the end of grades 3, 5, and 8, and from 2025-26, it is mandatory in grades 6 and 9 as SAFAL KSA. Purpose: PARAKH is used for system-level evaluation, setting benchmarks for all boards, and guiding policy and curriculum reforms. SAFAL is used as a classroom-level diagnostic tool, tracking competency development and reducing exam stress. Participants: PARAKH involves sample-based students, teachers, school/boards, and policymakers. SAFAL involves students in grades 3, 5, 8, teachers, parents, and school leaders. Users of data: PARAKH data is used by governments, boards, and researchers. SAFAL data is used by teachers, parents, schools, and CBSE. Nature of assessment: PARAKH is a large-scale, sample-based survey, not linked to student promotion. SAFAL is a student-level diagnostic assessment with no pass-fail and not linked to student promotion. Alignment with NEP 2020. PARAKH is designed as the national standard setting as a pilot project of NEP 2020 to bring competency-based assessments into early grades. Frequency: PARAKH is conducted periodically at national state levels. SAFAL is conducted annually in CBSE schools. Scale: PARAKH is nationwide across all school boards, state boards, CBSE, ICSE, etc., with sample-based surveys. SAFAL is limited to CBSE schools with all students of grades 3, 5, and 8, and now 6 and 9 participating. Focus area: PARAKH focuses on the performance of the education system as a whole. SAFAL focuses on the learning progress of individual students. Output: PARAKH produces national and state reports, benchmarks, and policy recommendations. SAFAL produces student progress reports and classroom insights. Impact on students: PARAKH has no direct impact on students or promotion. SAFAL helps students and parents track learning without stress. Teachers' role: PARAKH requires teachers to facilitate surveys and assessments. SAFAL requires teachers to use feedback to improve teaching. Overall outcome: PARAKH monitor and reform education quality nationwide. SAFAL helps identify learning gaps early and build competency-based learning.
Right. Yeah. This has been already discussed last time with respect to the PARAKH as well as NEP and the SAFAL. Okay, so I think we have a complete outline. So this is what, as a summary, I have shown you a recap part. Now coming to the second part of this is where we are discussing more about blueprints, how to create a blueprint, and then how to create the competencies against that across the sections, across the chapters. And the next version would be about the different types of the case study questions. So this is the topic of today. And good evening, everyone. And you know about me, I'm myself Usha Rani, AVP Academics. And this session is mainly designed to be more interactive, insightful, and engaging. And we encourage you to participate in this session. So to make it more meaningful and having a good learning experience together. So this session is for you. So feel free to share your thoughts and reflections at the end. For now, sit back, relax, and let's get started together. Now, moving on to this, right? This is the summary of what you can see in the video, from the video, with respect to the differences between PARAKH as well as the SAFAL, right? Performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development, and structured assessment for analyzing learning. So this is about, now moving on to this slide. So how is assessment aligned with competencies and Bloom's taxonomy? So here you have seen, so this is, we have taken for the preparatory stage. These are the curricular goals, and here you can see the competencies, and for that, what type of questions will be aligned with. So as we are speaking more about the assessment, so here, what pattern of questions, what type of questions will be aligned to this curricular goals as well as the competencies is what you can see. For example, see 1.1, this is the competencies, nothing but a learning outcome, I can say, at a broader version, and then which is a sum up of many learning objectives. And here, name 2 animals you see near your home and 2 human made things. The reason behind here, when you say observe and identify the natural and social components in the immediate environment, which is mostly related to the remembering level. So that is the reason we are asking straight away name 2 animals. And the second one is C1.2, it is describes the relationships and traditions in the, describe relationships and traditions in family and community, where it is an understanding level. And here there is a question, why do we celebrate harvest festivals? And give one example from your community, something like Sankranti, Pongal. So these all examples can be given here. Now coming to C 1.3, Onam, etc. Ask the questions and makes the predictions about patterns, seasons, moons, etc. So this comes under application level. So you can see in each and every curricular goal, okay, you can see the competencies being increasing across the Bloom's taxonomy. So we can see how this competencies C 1.1 to 1.5 is moving across, remembering, that is recall to create level. And why do shadows change the length during the day? So this is something related to the seasons. And then comes your C 1.4, explains the functioning of the local institutions using story drawing data. So this is a draw a flowchart of how letters reach the people through a post office. And then use local materials to create simple objects for display classroom use. So make an origami fish or bird and label its part. Maybe they can be used using a paper, they can be used using the dried leaves, etc. Now, coming to the next slide. So here there is a second competency curricular goal, CG2, and the competencies as well as the Bloom's taxonomy levels, followed by what type of questions can be aligned to this competency. So we can say that this competency has been assessed. I'm just giving one, but by one you cannot even say that the competency is being reached or being met or being achieved. But here just one sample to show you. So you actually, that is the reason for these competencies. When you give that in the HPC, that is holistic progress card, you don't give one question, you give a skit, you give a role play, you give a simulator, etc. So different methods together, you give it for 30 minutes or it can be 2 hours, which you take it at the end of a term exam. Now coming to the curricular goal 3, you have the competencies here, and these are the Bloom's levels, and you can see the examples being given. So the same thing goes with CG4. So that way we have till CG7 for the preparatory stage. Okay, I hope it is clear. I'm just showing some examples with respect to the questions type, which is very much aligned with the Bloom's taxonomy and the competencies and the CGs. Right, now moving on to the next one. So how does CBSE decide the weightage of different types of questions in the exam papers? So here it is already been fixed. As I said, here it was moving from 20% right now to like you can see 30 to 40%, which means I said 20% of application and analysis and evaluate has been switched to 80%. So if you see here, remembering and understanding level, it is around, that is what we call lots, 30 to 40%, and application 30 to 40%. Analyze, evaluate, and create, which we're calling as HOTS, higher order thinking skills, is moving around 20 to 30%. So this ensures a balance of knowledge, application, and higher order thinking skills. So this is how the sample, if you see the latest CBSE question papers or 10th or 12th board papers, so this is how the percentage of Bloom's taxonomy being catered to. Now moving on to the next slide. Right. So here I have taken some of the websites links to just show you how the blueprint or what specifications have they given with respect to the assessment objectives. For this, I'm just opening here. Um, Let me share the complete screen. Right. So here, if I go with this slide, so this is what you can check here. The assessment, this is taken from the cbseacademic.nic.in. As I said last time also, the competency-based education is where you can click in. Then you have the assessment objectives there. So once you go into this, you can see the assessment. That is a page number 144. You can see how this assessment objective 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you see this, it's more of knowledge and understanding. And here is more of applying the knowledge and understanding. It is analyzing the scientific information and evaluating. So this is again moving across the Bloom's taxonomy levels, where across the grades you can see how the percentage is decreasing, which means the knowledge and understanding levels is 40% for 6th, 7th, and 8th grades, and it is moving to, it's reducing when it goes to 9th and 10th, that is 30%. And same here, you can see the application part of the knowledge and understanding. It's like 40% in 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's moving, it's reducing. That is 30% in 9th and 10th. And same thing, assessment objective 3, which is mostly analyzing the information, that is breaking down and presenting the interpretations or patterns or relationships, is where 10% it is increased to 20%. And assessment objective 4, which is mainly about evaluation the scientific information, like making justifications, judgments, drawing conclusions, and experimental procedure and all this thing, is where I can say developing and including this will come under mostly under creative one. So 10% in 6th, 7th, and 8th, and it is increased to 20%. So you can see almost weightage is only 30% in knowledge and understanding, and rest 70% is coming from the higher order thinking skills. Right. Now coming to the next slide here, you can check, this is taken from the CBSE website even. This is the class 6, where you can see the total number of questions given, the percentage of AO1, 2, and 3, that is what we have recently discussed. And then coming to this objectives, this is how it has been given. And these are the competencies, I can say. And the weightage, the marks that is should come for each and every, the way we have seen competencies here, see 1.1 to 1.7 under preparatory stage, and this is how it is given it for the higher grades, that is 6th grade, where you can see the marks being distributed across the competencies. Right. So this is about. Now moving on to the next one. Here this is something taken from the Kendriya Vidyalaya website. From here, if you see, yeah, this is the blueprint taken from here. And when you checked here, you can see the chapter names, right? And here is the mark distribution. But now I want an integration with the assessment objectives, the way it is given here in this pattern, right? With this, I mean to say Bloom's taxonomy level, okay, as well as the marks weightage also, the way it has been given, this is what I wanted, which is actually not given here. So this is where I can say a refined version, which I have taken it as a sample, which I have created it for the sake of this webinar. Now you can see here the chapter name. This is a grade 6th 81 question paper, which is 40 marks, and this is 2025 26. This is what the YSB we call it. We have taken from there our own sheet. Okay, and here you can see the 2 chapters, and every section, like for example in section A you have MCQs, okay, and you have assertion and reasoning. And section B, you have 2 marks, very short answers. Section C, you have 3 marks, short answers. Section D, you have 5 marks, long answer. Then section D. So this sometimes it gets interchanged as per the sample paper of 10th grade. Sometimes D section they give case studies, sometimes E section. So that will be swapped. Accordingly, we need to change it. Now, when it comes to every section, for example, in section A, because we have 2 parts, part A and part B, which includes MCQs, where we have 8 questions and 2 questions. And this is because it's 40 marks. But when you take a term paper, you can see that it is an 80 marks. So you will be seeing here 16 questions from here, 4 questions from the chapter question bank. This is grade 7 question paper which has been created. And when you see here the MCQs which has been taken, we have taken from like that chapter, and from that chapter, whether it is covering remembering or understanding. And again, for example, asset basis, we have covered understanding and application, because this is RU, AP, and AN is remembering, understanding, applying, and analyzing. So that way we have given it here. So mostly we didn't try to create this evaluate, but going forward from now onwards, we need to even include this evaluate, because the competencies also should be mapped. So again, as these competencies, we can see, for example, if required, which CG, which in this chapter, which CG is being covered, even that information also, if you can make it, then I can say it is a complete proper blueprint. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Now you can see, and this is the number of the questions being given. Now here I have a calculation here, that is, which is a sum up of from here to here, that is some B, this is the B5 to here it is Y5. So that comes here total number of questions which is covered from this chapter. So this way you can see the number of questions being covered across all the chapters. Now if you see in these chapters, as per the weightage, for the technicality of the concepts, we have covered this, and you can check the marks also. Now how are these marks coming? So we have into whatever, for example, these are all 1 marks, these are all 1 marks. So that way into 1 is what has been, wherever we have a 2 marks question here, into 2 has been given. So that way this is a formula which you also can give it, so that automatically, so once a blueprint has been created for one question paper or an assessment, the same thing you can utilize for rest of the other AT or PT1, or it can be term 1 or pre-board, whatever. Okay, so one needs that whatever the proper complete formula creation and everything. So you can see B5 into 1 into 1. The reason is these are all 1 mark. From here you can see into 2, which means this is J5. So if you see here J5 into 2, you can see this. I hope it is clear. And from here onwards into 3, which means this is a 3 marks question paper. And from here onwards, this is a long answer, which is 5 marks. So that is the reason you can see 5 marks. And from here, this is a case study, which includes all this, because 1 mark. And for example, if there is a 2 marks here, then you need to apply here too. Otherwise, you will not get the proper formula, and your score of 80 marks would not come. That is where you need to cross check again, where have you done the mistake. So this is about how you can create. And now when I come here, you will get the complete this section, whether you have covered 16 questions or 4 questions or not, and these 6 questions are there. And one more thing, you can see CBQ here, that is competency based questions. As I said here, competencies, which is more related to skills like critical thinking, problem solving, or analytical thinking. So these are also being covered as part of this thing, which I can say more scope exists in the session on reasoning. And the second thing is 2 marks. You can even cover in the 3 marks, even then you can keep it here, maybe in some part, not in all, maybe like experimental based question, then you have value based questions, etc. And long answer, mostly we try to give descriptive, like draw the diagram or describe the structure. So this is where we have kept it straightforward. But case study should be maybe 1 or 2 questions can be from the remembering level, but most of them will be from the higher order. So we need to try to move to even evaluate also. So this is how. And now coming to the percentage. Now how did we get this percentage? The percentage of this complete remembering, we have got it here, and the complete percentage is what we have done it. So once we have got all this information from all these cells of remembering, just only remembering, okay, then you are going to get this percentage, which is this total divided by this 80 marks. Total marks, you will be getting this. So this is how total. So if you see that right now, remembering and understanding is catering to 50%, and this one. But right now we are supposed to make it 30% and this to 70%. So provided the schools are accepting. Right now, still I can say schools are in the conventional or traditional method of assessment, so it's taking time. So that is the reason still we are maintaining this, but slowly we need to move to 30 to 70%, which means this knowledge and understanding should be 30 and this should be 70%. And right now still we are making it 50 plus 50. The reason is still, as I said here, there is a need for advancement, there is a need for adaptability, there is a need for moving towards the modern assessments or competency based assessments. Okay, I hope it is clear. The same thing runs with this one more, where we have given for an 5th grade 81 lower grade, where we have only 3 sections being given, and the total marks and the percentage also has been mentioned here, right? And this is one pattern of one question paper, which you can, when you compare both of them side by side, you can see how this questions has been aligned, whether they are pertaining to the similar, is what you can see there. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let us move on, move back to this slide. Now, this is what I said regarding these assessment objectives and the percentage of assessment objectives, and these are the competencies that need to be covered. And here you have the weightage across the Bloom's taxonomy across the grades, right? So this is the weightage moving from recall to create level. And these are the some of the questions that you can see. For example, if you go into this document of CBSE academic.nic, so let's move to page number, I think 45. Right. Yeah. So the case study questions that I am saying about, it is already been given in the last time also in PARAKH also. I have shown some of the sample questions, and here I'm showing in this document, that's the assessment document here, CBE document, competency-based education document, where you can check what assessment objective has been covered, whether it is remembering or understanding. This is AO1 is what I can say, remembering and understanding, and this is applying, and this is creating level. Okay, and then here there is a question, and in below that, so you can see the britishcouncil.org, so who are working with us and in terms of improving the assessment, in terms of working along with PARAKH and SAFAL even. So this is a question which is being asked upon the image that is given. So this is what we call image or diagram based case study question. Observe the given picture and the table to answer the following question. Now here Arjun is there, Yash is there. So professions are given, what is their eating habits is given, what is their routine is given, and even for Yash also. Now which component of food does Arjun have an excess of his diet? Now if you see here, it's more of fatty food. So that is what you will be writing the answer. So 1 mark is scattered for it. What kind of diet does Yash have? So when you see here, it is more of vegetables and then fruits and then chapati carbohydrates, then you have protein. So it's, I can say, a balanced diet exists here. Write 2 features which may have a negative effect on Arjun's health. So here when you check this, obviously obesity will be one of the negative effect of this. So when you see the marking scheme, you can see the answers. One is the fat. So don't accept any other component as an answer which is given as a guidance. And what word describes the diet is balanced diet, which we have already discussed. Then write 2 observations which have a negative effect, that is he has a sedentary lifestyle. The reason is being mentioned here. Okay, a software engineer, so that mostly and no fixed routine, no fixed meals. And moving on to the next one, he has lots of fats and he's overweight. So that is what 2 maximum should be given as an accepted as an answer. Lack of exercise and excess intake of fats. Now coming to this thing, here also there is one more. So this way you can see, and now when you check this one, whatever been asked, you can check here every whatever this code is being given. This is what we call test item. So it has the different competencies being mapped, as well as the question and the marking scheme. So that way this complete document has the different pattern of questions across all the chapters. So please refer it. Now moving on to the next one. So this is what I said about the questions and the marking scheme being given, and this is what we already discussed regarding this Kendriya Vidyalaya blueprint has been given, and this is what I have showed it.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes.
am I audible?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. You are.
Ma'am, this is regarding the question where you are telling
Oh,
britishcouncil.org versus CBSE. Like, I'm confused over there. So this document, whatever you're telling, is from CBSE?
it's from CBSE, but you know, right? British Council is after this PISA exam, that is Program for International Student Assessment. They have been even Alpha, that is also from the UK. So these companies, these organizations are working along with CBSE in terms of refining and reforming our assessments.
Okay, so we
So
get this document on CBSE board, right?
yeah, I'll share it to you. Give me a second, because I
And
told you last
one
time
more
I have.
thing, that is yellow in color. Kind of make it different color. We'll not be able to see properly.
Which one?
That's that the link, whatever you're showing, it is little yellow in color. If you make it a contra color, no, that would, yeah, this one, see.
Okay. No, this
Make
is
it,
the one which I have created a document for you guys to just make you understand. Okay, so this is Kendriya Vidyalaya. This thing also I have already shared it here. This is the one. This is just to I mean to say click and then show it in the on the screen is what I have presented it here. Okay, and this is your CBSE website only. So if you want to go here, as I said here, these are the sample pattern of questions which you could see. Curriculum aligned competency based test items, the different questions that has been given, and here also the test item, whatever number is being given. So you can see what are the competencies being covered and the score. Okay, and any other. So what is the full score? What is the actual marking scheme? So question by question, you can check it here, and this is where the question ID is being given. So this way you have n number of questions, and if you want, where is it there? As I said here, just go to the cbseacademics.nic, and this you have competency-based educational resources. Click on it. Just scroll down. Here you have this assessment. Just click on it. Then you have two here. One is CBSE question bank, okay, and curriculum aligned. This is what I have opened right now. And this, you want to go with the math or science or English, just select. When you want to go with the math, just select whatever grade, for example, 7th grade, because 6th grade syllabus is not yet updated. It was showing the older syllabus. So I just opened the 7th grade. And here are the different
So,
pattern of
does it
questions.
mean we have to start only from grade 6 and not earlier to that? What
Uh,
about 4, 5, 4? Is it more of memory recall questions then?
It's right now, yes, because see, PARAKH, actually SAFAL is working upon, because last time also I shown some of the questions from the SAFAL website and even from the PARAKH website in the last session, right? So how the questions, but when it comes to in the website of NCERT, it has been mainly focused from grade 6. If you want to show some samples, right? And now when it comes
No,
to the
ma'am. My
next,
question is, like, if should we see now, if the child is going to grade 6, but all of a sudden there's a change in the pattern of question paper. So, would it be really good if we start these type of questions from grade 4 at least, or
yes,
grade
yes. See,
3?
if we have some samples, obviously we can create it. But if you don't have a prototype or a sample, from where do we start creating? That is where having something is better than having nothing. That is what I'm saying. That having some examples is where you get an information on, okay, how to create it. That is where I'm telling this is fine to have it. Maybe 3, 4, and 5 they will be updating, because NCERT syllabus has changed it very recently. But you know, right, how to create it. Once you have a glance of this information about what are the different patterns that you can create, and I'm also going to educate it in this upcoming slides regarding the different types of case study questions. So obviously we also create, because it's not like only in board exams it is being created, so let's start in 9th. No, it should be started from the grade 3. That is the reason SAFAL has been introducing the exams at the grade 3, after grade 5, and after grade 8. The reason is, it's not just about finding out the learning gaps. It want to maybe increase, okay, or reform, I can say, the assessment pattern or the assessment standards. So every student, when it comes to the maybe any of the international exams like PISA, or it can be TIMS, so they can be in par with the international students. So I do agree 3, 4, and 5 it is not there, but we are there to guide you and you can create. Yes, can we go ahead? Yeah, Sridevi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right, fine. Right, let us move on to the slides. Yeah, so coming to the first one is the different types of case study question. We have the textual or narrative case study questions, where what is a narrative or a case study question? So everyone knows about it. It's just a small story or a passage which is presented, and it is mainly scaffolded by the questions from recall to application level. So that is what we call as a textual or a narrative case study question. Okay, and here, for example, just see this. So when you see in the higher grade 6th, 7th, and 8th, it will be more of a paragraph. You can see like around the 6 to 10 liner ka paragraph. But when it comes to 3, 4, and 5, we cannot give that much, because they are at an early stage. So it's better to give a mini or a micro level context. So here I have given, so as Sridevi was asking to regarding where do we get it for the 3, 4, and 5, that is the preparatory stage. So this is one such examples. Most of the examples that I have taken is for the lower grade, because we already have enough of examples of 6 to 10th in our website. So these are the examples that you can apply for the lower grades, that is grade 3 to even grade 1 to grade 5. Clear? Right. So here, no, Rohan noticed that clothes dry faster on a windy day than on a still day. Right? Which part of the process helps the clothes to dry? Can anyone answer this? This is a remembering level question, which is I
Windy
can
day.
yes,
Windy day.
which process we are asking here.
Evaporation.
Evaporation, ma'am.
So this is the evaporation process. Now, why do
Right. Very
clothes dry faster on a windy day?
evaporation.
Because
Why?
evaporation is directly proportional to wind
Right,
speed.
right. The more is the wind, the more is the evaporation. So that is the reason. So this is right. Now, what will happen if clothes are kept inside a closed room?
Mold will develop.
More time to
Yeah,
Less evaporation,
it,
inversely proportional, because
yeah,
air
so it
conducts.
will take more time actually, because here the wind is less, okay, and the evaporation is less, so it will take more time to dry the clothes. Clear? Now, if you see here, this is the what they have learned in the syllabus. We are asking. That is the reason we are saying it's at a remembering level. And here, dry faster. So he need to relate it. That is where we are saying understanding cause and effect. And the next one is about we are just creating a different scenario altogether. That is where we are saying applying the knowledge what he's learning to a new context. Do you agree? Do you agree, everyone? Right. So this is
yes, ma'am.
this is what we call as a textual or an narrative case study question, where it is presented in the form of a passage or a story, because it is a lower grade, third grade. So we are just giving in one liner. And here the questions are moving from recall to application, because this is remembering, this is understanding, and this is applying. You can still go ahead even. Right? Clear? Let us move on to the next one, that is data-based case study questions. Now, data-based case study means what? So here the information is given. The numerical information is presented either in the form of a table or a graph or a chart or statistics. So it will mainly strengthen the problem solving and interpretation skills. Right? So here there is an information given. So the set of questions were being asked here. How many students scored more than 30 marks? Can anyone answer? More than 30. Sorry.
13.
Yes, 13 is the answer for this. Right? Now, what is the highest frequency in the data? What is the highest frequency? Just you can see and you can say.
10.
21 to 30.
Yes,
10.
this is the highest frequency.
10.
Yes. So represent the data as a bar graph. Now, if you need to represent this complete data into a bar graph, what will you take on x-axis and what will you take on y-axis?
X-axis will be number of students. Y-axis will be marks range.
No.
No, it
Except
should be other way around. It should
Very
be
good.
other way around.
Yes.
students,
Good try. Good try. Good. Yes. Okay. So here, yeah, this is how it will be there. And here you will have
Marks range
2,
and number
4.
of students in verticals.
Right. So this is how it will be there, and accordingly your bar graph. For example, this is 0 to 10 like this. This is a bar graph, and then you have 5 students from 11 to 20. Okay, so this is 0 to 10. So it will be like this, and here it will be 5, right? Till here. So this is how it will be there. 21 to this thing that is around 10. So it can go to this way. I'm just drawing with the mouse, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is how the student will create an bar graph. So here it is create level, because you are designing something new. For a third grade student or a fifth grade student, this I can say it is an at an create level, right? Creating something, designing something. Okay, clear? Yes, let us move on to the next slide. Yeah, this is one more database, this thing where they have given the information regarding the different country A, country B, country C is given. And then with respect to the persons, different persons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is given. So their salaries have been mentioned here. That is the income is mentioned. So here, let us see, this is the context, right? Rita is an employee. 1 second, guys. Samira, I'm in a webinar. So here, Rita is an employee of a multinational company who gets transferred to different countries after every 3 years of service. She has been given an opportunity to choose any one out of the 3 countries mentioned in the table above as her next job location. She calculates the average income of all these countries as per the given data and chooses to be transferred to country A. Now, the questions here, I think you got the context. So she is transferring to an different countries. So she has got an opportunity to choose any of these 3 countries mentioned in the table. So she need to identify the average income of all these countries. So she can be transferred to that particular country, either A or B or C. Now, what is the average monthly income of citizens in country A, B, and C? Now, for this, what you are supposed to do? If you need to get the average of this country A, yes.
Some all
Add
of
up the
the
data
incomes
and
and divide by the total number of the persons or
Persons,
whatever.
right? Yes. So this all plus divided by 5.
5.
Okay. So person 1 plus person 2 plus person 3, whatever the total is there. So we are going to get the same thing is here, and the same thing lies with this. So this one, the answer is here, because I don't think like you will be able to give me in a second's time. Now let me move on to the next one. Why does the distribution of income in country B appear unequal compared to country A? Anyone? What is the answer here?
All of them are getting 500, and then the last one is getting, I mean, way away from others,
Right.
48,000.
So there much too much of disparity when compared to the income of 4 people towards the versus the 1 person. So why does the distribution of income in country B appear unequal? So here most citizens earn the same amount. No, this is wrong. We are ruling out, because one citizen earns much more than the others. This is true. Average income is higher. No. Because all citizens have equal incomes. No. So mostly this is the right answer. Everyone agree with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Which country shows the widest income gap between its citizens? What is the answer?
Country B.
Country B.
Yes, because too much of disparity exists here. Agree? Yes, let us move on to the next slide. Right. So here, suppose Rita wants to live in a country where there is less disparity between rich and poor. Which one would you choose? Sorry, would she choose?
Country A.
Yeah.
Country.
Yes. Yes, because here there is less disparity between the people, between the 5 people. So this is the one. Do you agree with Rita's decision to choose country A?
Yes, because income
Yes,
distribution is
ma'am.
Yes.
stable and fair.
Yes, because it is stable and fair. Suggest one policy country B could adopt to reduce the income inequality. Yes. What should this country adopt? So I'll read out: tax the rich more and support the poor, encourage only the rich to invest more, and keep all salaries the same, provide loans only to wealthy. No. So I think this is
Make
the
the rich
tariff.
poor
Yeah, this
and
is the
support the poor.
yes. So this is the tariff that they need to implement, so that the country B would be, there will be no they can reduce the income inequality. Yes. Yeah, so this third one. So we have seen the first one, that is the textual or narrative based. Second one is data based. The third one is image based. So here they are developed using the visual sources. It can be maps, it can be pictures, it can be diagrams. So it will mainly strengthen their spatial understanding, observational skills, and the application of the knowledge. So here there is a map which is given. Which city is in the north?
Delhi.
Yes,
Yes,
Delhi.
Delhi.
Which 2 cities are located near the sea coast?
Mumbai and Chennai.
Kolkata.
Yes, because it is
Chennai.
away. So these two are the right one. If you travel from Delhi to Mumbai, so from here to here, right? Which direction will you move? Which direction are you?
Southwest.
Southwest.
Yes,
Southwest.
southwest. Right, right. Now coming to the fourth one, problem solving case study. So these case studies present real life situations that require applying the mathematical concepts and logical reasoning to find the solution. Now these are all I'm saying for the preparatory stage only, grade 1 to 5. A farmer has 60 kgs of wheat. Guys, there is some disturbance from Pallavi. Can you mute? Yeah. Great. Say farmer has 60 kgs of wheat. He wants to pack them into into bags of 5 kgs each. Okay. So he has 60 kgs of wheat here. So he need to pack it into 5 kgs like this.
12 bags he will need.
12
Yes.
bags.
Yes, it will be 12 bags, right? If he had only 8 bags, how much wheat would be left unpacked? Out of 12, you are saying if you had only 8 bags, So minus this thing.
4.
Yes,
3 kg.
4 will be unleft. Right. So just another way you could share the wheat equally among 6 families.
10.
Now, if it is
2 bags each.
right, because 60, right. So 10 bags is where it can be shared to the
For
families.
answer to question number 2, how much wheat would be left? Shouldn't it be 20 kg? Not
Yes,
the 4
4
4
bags.
bags, but
into
20 kgs. They're asking for kgs.
Yes, 20 kgs answer.
In kilogram,
4
because
into
how much
4
weight?
into 5, right? 4 into 5 kgs is what we need to give. That comes here 20.
20 kgs. Yeah.
Right, because left bags is what we have discussed, but here they have asked, I think, with respect to the
Quantity of
quantity, so it should be 20. True. Let us move on to the next slide. So comparative case study. So here we need to compare the things. Like it can be scenarios, it can be models, it can be objectives, etc. So here the pros and cons or similarities and differences or advantages and disadvantages or these all things is where the student will evaluate the option and make the decisions based on the evidence. So now when you take this example, which lamp is safer for health and the environment?
Solar vessel.
Yes, mostly this. That is
Solar
picture
lamp.
B. Compare one. Yeah, compare one advantage of each lamp. Can you give an advantage of this?
It is
Picture A.
Usually kerosene is
Kerosene
available
lamp
at
can be used even when there is no solar
even,
light available that day
yeah.
or that
So
place.
even at the night time or at a cloudy weather, this can be used. And coming to the advantage of this is where zero carbon emissions and no pollution. Okay, this is what we can say. Which one would you recommend for villages without electricity and why? Mostly we prefer
D.
this one. Yes,
solar.
because yeah, to mainly thing is cleaner renewable source we can say and avoids the pollution.
Yes.
Moving on to the next one. Yeah, this is regarding the experimental or investigation based case study questions. Okay, so it's not only science I have taken from all the subjects. So you can see it here when it comes to the previous slide also. You can see, okay, some of them are from math, some of them from science and EVS. Most of the other subjects, like across all the subjects, is what I have tried to cover.
Do
Coming
we
to the
have an
experimental or
example for English as
investigation
well
based,
here?
yes, yeah, we have it in the upcoming slides. Right, so because in English we have many patterns, so that should be again maybe a separate I think webinar that should be handled. Okay, Sridevi.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, yes. So coming to the next one, that is experimental or investigation based case study question, where we give some sort of hands-on experiments. A picture is given, or it can be something like a procedural steps we can give, so that the student need to visualize the steps, or they need to understand how this activity need to be performed, and based on the whatever the I mean to say the conclusion or the observations, the student need to answer the set of questions. Now here is where I said experiments or observations or investigation. The student will test the scientific variables, analyze the results and draw the conclusion. So here mostly problem solving, critical thinking and analytical thinking skills will be covered. Now coming to the question here, students planted the seeds in 3 pots. That is these 3. Which pot will have the healthiest plant? Anyone?
Pot
Pot
A.
A. Pot A.
Yes, pot A. What do you learn from about the role of sunlight and water in plant growth? What do you learn about the role of sunlight?
Both are needed
They are
for
both
plant
equally
growth.
Yes,
important for
both
the
the
plant to
factors are
grow.
required for the growth of the plant. Now, suggest one change to improve the fairness of this experiment. This is where evaluate, justification will come into picture. What one change can we do it?
You mean with respect to the question or with
This
respect to
activity, just only this activity with respect to whatever the image, because it is like this. This is just only an introduction of whatever the case study we are discussing about. But actually the question is this plus this.
what happens if we keep the pot in a lighter area, dark area, or little dim light is there? Something I'm making a wild guess.
Yeah. Fairness in the sense, maybe one more constant you can keep it. Maybe water also you can bring it into picture that way. Okay.
Manure you
So
can bring up fertilizers.
fertilizer
Solvent.
also can be a part, yes, or it can be kept in the dark even. Something else that to improve the fairness of this experiment? Some variables or some constant, right? Okay, let us move on to the next one. How to create we are here. Situational or ethical case study question. So here it mainly thinks about what is right and wrong choices, and the student need to understand the problems, care for the people, care for the society, care for the environment, and suggest the solutions. So this is about the situational or ethical case study, right? So your school playground has many plastic wrappers thrown around. This is the question given. Why is throwing plastic wrappers harmful? Why
They
is it
don't
harmful?
they don't degrade easily.
Yes,
So
they
they
do.
harm the tree easily, ma'am.
Yes, they're non-biodegradable, so it will take more time to perish and to decompose.
It
So
pollutes
that is
the
where it
soil.
will pollute the land as well as the water, right? Yes. So what problems can it cause for animals or people? So with respect to animals,
They can choke the animals if they eat.
yes, because the food which is preserved in the plastic bags, when the animals like cows eat it, it will be choked and it will even lead to the death. Coming to the people,
Microplastic can cause many problems.
right, yes, because leaching of this plastic into the food items, when the food is stored in the, when
Yeah.
hot food is stored in the
Yeah.
plastic items or bowls or containers, it will be leached and it will lead to the hazardous.
Carcinogenic.
Become
They are
Yes,
very
cancer
big.
hazardous,
causing.
yeah, cancer causing hazardous chemicals will be released, so it will be prone to the diseases. And what steps can you and your friends take to keep the playground clean? So can you suggest something? This is where
We
again
can keep
creating
By
our
some,
not
dustbins.
throwing the
Having
garbage
pins.
in the
We
open
can keep our
area of the
dustbins. We
playground.
arranging
can
bins, yes,
arranging the
Limit
bin.
the use of plastic.
yes. So try to reuse items rather than using the plastic
Yeah.
items,
Yeah.
right? Even awareness campaigns can be conducted, or the poster can be placed there, or like saying that no to plastic. Okay.
Plastic collection drives can be held.
Yes, yes. So this is how the question has been asked. The next one goes with your cross-curricular or integrated case study. Cross-curricular is across the subjects, okay? So interdisciplinary, or what we call it as cross-curricular integrated case study questions, where your math and science has been integrated. So these case study connect the concepts from two or more subjects to solve the real-life problems. So here mainly the mathematical formulas are applied to calculate the outcomes, use the scientific reasoning to understand the everyday situations, and even evaluate the practical solutions and sustainable practices like SDGs, that last time in the last session we have given about SDGs 1 to 17, right? So this has to be met by 2030. So that has been inculcated into the curriculum even. So in our CBSE website, you can even see about these SDGs, where it should be integrated either in the projects or in the HPC activities or in the, I can say, hands-on, etc. Now, coming to the question, a household uses 3 bulbs of 100 watts each for 5 hours daily.
Ma'am, 15 units.
15 units.
I didn't
50.
even ask the question. Okay. How many units of electricity are consumed in 10 days?
Three bulbs.
Yes. 3 into 100, 300.
And
Into
Okay.
5 hours.
Into 5 is 1500.
500 divided by 1000, 1.5 kilowatt, because 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit, and
Into
in
10. So that is 15,000, which means 1.5 kilowatts.
kilowatt hour,
Or,
yes. And
yeah, 15,000 watts. Right. How does using LED bulbs instead of normal bulbs save energy?
LED consume very less energy,
Yes,
electricity.
around 20% less one compared to the normal bulb.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you consider here around 1.5, it will be 20% less than what is it. So that is what the
And they are
advantage.
very durable also.
Yes, right. Yes, Ramesh, do agree. Suggest
Yes.
one way families can reduce electricity consumption.
I use solar energy or encourage solar energy.
Right. Yes.
when
Clean energy sources can be utilized. One is
Yes.
solar. Yes.
And while purchasing the home appliances, see the star ratings, 5 star,
Very,
3 star.
yes, brilliant. Yes, the star rating also should be,
Yeah.
and power, like you can switch off the plugs and this thing when you're not using any of the gadgets. And one
Yeah.
more thing is you can keep your rooms ventilated by opening the curtains.
Yeah.
So
Natural
depending
light.
upon the natural light rather than the artificial.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Plant trees around the houses.
Yes. Yeah. True. So how next one is project or portfolio based case study questions. Now you know about last time also we discussed regarding this project and portfolio. What are those? So these case studies involve long-term tasks such as designing models or preparing projects or compiling portfolios. They emphasize creativity, planning, presentation, and helping the students apply the classroom learning to real-life social and environmental issues. Now let us see one example of this. Everyone knows that rainwater harvesting. This also we have shown in the last science STEM when we have discussed how to design the rainwater harvesting. In one of our science kits, we have displayed this event where they have an paper model where we have created as a house. On top of that there is a bowl which has been placed, and that one way stoppers have been aligned with the two beakers in which that cotton plus gravel plus coal and all these items have been filled, and we have collected into an one more tumbler. So this is how the rainwater harvesting I mean to say model can be asked by the teacher to create it or make a sketch of that and label its parts, so she can ask them to do it. So when it comes to project is based, you are designing, you are asking the student to design, so everyone will come up with something innovative. Okay, and then label its part and then explain how it helped the school save water. Okay, so this is how it can be made. Even the projects as well as the portfolios also can be made as a case study by just giving. And if you want to convert the same thing into an objective question, that also is doable. You need to give the pictures of that. So which one would be your sample model? So which will give one of them as the right one, the other options will be an wrong version. Next, historical or timeline based case study questions. Now coming to this historical or timeline based questions, so here we use timelines, sequence of events and historical narratives to help the student understand, so that they will be connecting from one concept to the other concept. So here they connect the causes, effects and outcomes, building the skills in sequencing. So you can ask them to even sequence it, analyze and understand the long-term impact. Now coming to this is a scenario which is given taken from the social textbook. In 1857, soldiers in Meerut revolted against British officers. This event inspired many others and is remembered as the First World War of Independence. Later, in 1885, the Indian National Congress was formed, bringing the leaders together. During 1942, the Quit India movement united people against the colonial rule. Finally, in 1947, we got the independence. Right? Which event in the timeline is called the First War of Independence?
The revolt of 1857.
Yes, 1857, the Meerut revolt is what we call it as the First War of Independence. True. Why was the Indian National Congress formed in 1885? Why was it formed? Though it was not very direct. Because
To
this is
bring
very
together the leaders.
Inspiration
To
from
fight against the
the
British.
earlier
to
event.
bring all the leaders together, to organize the leaders is what this has been established. Then how did the Quit India movement inspire the people to fight for independence?
It united the people against the colonial rule.
Right. So because here from this, because this one has developed the resistance towards the British rulers, and here it has organized the leaders, and moving on to this, it has inspired the people for, I mean to say, to fight against the Britishers with respect to the independence. So that is how it inspired the people. And then looking at the timeline, how do you think one movement led to the next? This is what actually I have discussed even the answer. Moving from this whatever 1857 revolt is where it raised the resistance towards the Britishers, and then it moved to the establishing the leaders, and then moved towards this Quit India movement, where the people that what is national integrity, and the people worked together and they fought and they got the independence in 1947.
Ma'am, I have two questions here. Now,
Yes.
these questions, whatever you have asked, these four questions, do you have any limit, like you have to write within these number of lines or something like that?
No,
Is it
it
more of
is.
OBQ or is it SBQ here?
See, here I have given more of subjective, but the same thing you can convert into an objective, because one question I have shown in case of Rita's that country and everything, that data-driven question, right? So, but it will take more, I mean to say, slides. That is the reason to concise it is what I have given more of subjective questions. The same thing when you give the options, it will be converted into an objective question. And
Okay.
again, length depends, because as I said here, we will give at a micro or a nano level when it comes to 3, 4, and 5. We don't give paragraphs. We just give 1 or 2 liners for the, I can say, preparatory stage. And when it goes to the middle stage, you can give, 3 to 4 sentences ka paragraph. When it comes to the 9th and 10th, you can give 10 lines ka paragraph even.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, you were asking, this is like, is it more of his, because it is historical timeline based question. So should we take it totally from history or
No.
something
See,
like
this
that?
is because I have taken from the textbook. So if you want to
Okay.
take it from any, say the way, if you see that Rita story, that is still having some connections, but it is not actually the present past history. So if you're taking anything from the ancient, it can be regarding Sushruta, it can be regarding any Upanishads or anything information that you are straight away taking it, linking it to whatever concepts that you have, then that becomes even a historical thing. Because more often we see this in social studies. That is the reason I have given. It's not that it's only confined to social studies. You can take it from anything, provided you have this data.
Now, for example, can I take germination of seeds? It's a very simple one because one event leads to another there. Can I take
Okay.
that here?
But
Is
that
it
is not
possible?
historical. See, historical is something ancient data, something timeline driven.
Okay, so it
So
should be
that is
here.
your
There also a
experimental.
timeline, no, ma'am.
No,
Because
that is
after a certain period of time, only it sprouts and then the plumules and the radicals
agreed.
develop.
So why don't it fit into experiment or investigation based case study? Tell me.
What is wrong if I put it here?
It's not wrong, but mostly when I say timelines or historical, if you see, mostly we are taking it from the past narratives.
Okay, so you mean to
Ancient
tell it should
information,
be
take
okay,
any ancient
ancient
information,
only.
or
Okay, got
in
it.
your book, whatever information is there, just take it. That is what we call it as historical. Historical, I mean, this germination doesn't fall. Instead, it can fall under experiment or activity based, or what we call investigation based. That is the second or third one I think we are given, right?
Excuse me, ma'am, may I?
Yes,
This is
yes,
Nitya.
yes. Yeah, tell me.
If I can just connect with the historical with science, maybe we can look into the ancients medicine to that of the today's medicine, and
Right.
how is it, corresponding to the health or the respiratory system of a particular
Right. For
region.
example,
Can we look into that?
yes. For example, when you take
Thank
this,
you.
the Shushruta, the era what he has, and then comes with your Patanjali, where he has introduced this
Exactly. Yeah.
yoga. So that is what I'm saying about the history, where you, if you want, you give the years 4,500 years ago, or you give 250 BCE. That way also you can mention it. Okay, so that is how what I'm saying. That is where the timelines are given. That is the historical information. That will be more apt to that, and then you can connect from one to other timeline. Clear?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, right. Next, moving on to the next one is role play or simulation case study question. So here we step into the role. So here you are in the student will be in the shoes of a scientist, a policy maker, or a farmer or architect to solve the problem. Because we are saying, imagine you are a shopkeeper. A customer buys 2 notebooks, 25 rupees each, 1 pen, 10 rupees, and 1 eraser. So here, by simulating this situation, the students will practice by applying the knowledge, making the decisions, and understanding the multiple perspective in the practical context. Now, the questions here is, as a shopkeeper, calculate the total bill.
60.
Now here, 250,
65.
50 plus 10 plus 5.
65.
Yes, 65 is the answer. True. If the customer gives 100 rupees, how much money will you return?
35.
Very
35.
35, brilliant. Next, as a shopkeeper, because 65, 100 minus 65 is what we have done. So as a shopkeeper, suggest why keeping a calculator can help you.
Time wastage can be reduced.
It will be more precise because the customers will rely on us, and you can reduce your time. Okay, you save your time. So this all is what we can give. So these are all what we can say evaluate level questions. Yes, moving on to the next one, role play or simulation based, the same thing what we have seen prior. So that is more of role play. So you are in the shoes of a scientist or an farmer or an shopkeeper. Now coming to this simulation based case study question, where you have a simulator like this, where you can move the object and you can see, so that this arrow is also moving in the opposite direction. Right, this is what we call simulators. Now here, what force opposes the boy's push? So
Fiction.
here,
Okay.
yes, this is the friction, which is moving in the opposite direction of the motion. Right. Why does friction makes it hard to push the box?
Because it acts opposite to the motion of the body.
Yes, because it's opposite towards the motion of this object, so that it will be hard to push this thing. If the surface was smoother, now if the surface, whatever is there, if this is smoother, how might the frictional force change?
Reduces.
It will obviously reduce, true. Suggest one situation in daily life where friction is useful.
Walking.
When you're walking, when you're running,
Traveling.
you're not
Biking.
slipping just because of the opposing force, that is the friction.
Vehicle movement.
Yes, vehicle movement also. Otherwise, we'll be flying. Okay, guys, 1 second, hold on. Yes. Next, coming to the debate. This is the next type of this. 12th type is debate or multiple viewpoint case studies. Now, what is this debate? So here in these case studies, not 6. In these case studies, a topic is presented with 2 or more perspectives. Students must compare the viewpoints, weigh the evidence, and form their own judgments through discussion, argument, or debate. This approach mainly builds the critical thinking, problem solving, and scientific reasoning and decision making skills. Okay, so this is about the viewpoints. So it might, or the perspectives, what we call, which might vary from person to person. So some people say nuclear power is the best energy source, while others say it is dangerous. Right? One advantage of nuclear power.
We can
Yes.
make electricity. We can make
Electricity generation.
Yes, we can use it for electricity generation. So that is the actually advantage of it, because zero, I can say, pollution, very minimal pollution, and zero carbon emissions also. Now, right, one disadvantage of nuclear power.
it creates
Disposal waste is a problem as it is
Radiation leaks, or what we call it as the
dumping waste.
radiation leaks or dumping of these radiations is what we need to take the safety measures. Then it would be fine. Otherwise,
Radioactive
it
waste
would be
disposal.
hazardous. Yeah, you would have seen this Hiroshima and Nagasaki cities of Japan, where it has been completely vanished. Around 2.5 lakhs people have been victimized due to these radiations, and still people are suffering the consequences of having it with respect to radiations like cancer. Right? So that is about. If you are a part of a debate, which side would you choose and why? Advantage or disadvantage? So like which one you would be
Disadvantage.
with or against it? Advantage, right?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, okay. Yes, it can be more, but right now if you see, almost all the countries are in favor of developing this nuclear weapons or nuclear usage. The reason is we want to be like the best with respect to anything. It can be satellites, it can be nuclear weapons, it can be with respect to the technology and advancements, etc. Okay, so I'd say that it should be an advantage. The reason is, only thing is we need to take measures, with safety measures with respect to the radiation as well as the leaks part. Okay, let us move on to the next slide. Local context or community based. So what is this local context? Or anything that is related to his own community, very much linked to. So that is what we call. So this linked to the students' local community or the environment. So a local pond in your village or town is full of plastic waste. People are worried that fish and plants are dying. What problem is shown in this case?
Throwing garbage into waste, into water, which is water pollution.
Yes, so here the plastic has been discarded into the pond, so which is causing the water pollution. That is the problem here. How can plastic harm the fish and plants?
Because of the floating of plastic, the the carbon dioxide oxygen exchange becomes less. That ratio becomes less.
Right.
So it has
So
to be removed.
the carbon dioxide or the water seeping into the water would be less because of these plastic being accumulated here, and then that would lead to the death of the plants, and even which will lead to the death of the fish even. Right, this is one. And the second thing might be like leaching of this plastic into the water even, which might be causing that biomagnification also. Right, then suggest 2 ways your community can clean and protect the pond.
Putting
Yes.
up boards to keep the pond clean. Once we
Yes.
have to clean it manually.
Yes, the
and
drive, yeah,
yeah,
the drives
awareness.
can be done,
Yes, right.
created. Yes, and even the slogans or that, as we said, awareness campaign should be conducted. This way it can be.
Proper
So it's,
disposal of biodegradable waste.
yes, proper disposable of this by providing maybe the three types of bins there, so that people don't dispose it into the pond. Next, this is one more example of the same context on large real world problems. So there it is very much close to his community or environment, and this is more related to an world problem. So cities population increased from 5 lakhs in 2000 to 12 lakhs in 2020. The city now faces water shortages. By how many lakhs did the population grow? How many lakhs did it grow?
7 lakh.
7 lakhs.
Yes, 7 lakhs. Then how can rapid population growth cause water problems?
7 lakh.
Consumption is
More
not,
and
so
people
it will cause
Consumption.
are depending on water for every work.
Yes,
So over exploitation of water will be
yes.
there.
More is the, I mean to say population, more is the consumption with respect to maybe drinking, farming, industry, okay, and even the domestic usage. So that will have a load. So that will lead to an water shortage. For the future generation, we might not be having the water. Now, suggest one plan that combines math and social knowledge to reduce the water shortage.
usually people bathe in
Water
using
harvesting.
water buckets. Now can we use the siphon system, or I don't know, so that the consumption for bathing itself is less. So there
How
I'm
Okay.
about the
calculating the
shower?
consumption of water coming from the shower versus water used for bathing in terms of liters, and there I can reduce.
Yes. So one thing is like usage of the water per person is what should be calculated. Based on that, they should give that details maybe as an campaigns or as a posters to maybe create an awareness for the like I mean to say the complete city or the town.
Ma'am, I think density must be known. The which area peoples are more and their consumption should be according to
Right, right. So that is
government.
the consumption of water per person in that area. If it is been calculated, then they can see, okay, this much is being consumed. Maybe they will give that water taps and control that consumption. Okay, so if these details are not there, then the fairness might not happen. I mean to say, over a period of time, will be like loss of water.
Ma'am, this type of case-based study, I mean, this 13th one particular, I think it caters more to the higher grades, no? Maybe 6, 7, 8 onwards, something like that.
No, no, you can give it for lower grades also, because this is very simple of water conservation. Okay, we have this water cycle, we have this water conservation, uses importance of water, which comes in the grade 3 or grade 5. Okay, so this can be given there. Next, multimedia or digital case study. So here you show a video, you show an audio clip, or you show some interactive simulations. And from there, you'll be asking a question. Now, a video of volcanic eruption is shown with lava, ash clouds, and people moving away. But I don't give it in this thing. So a video is shown here. Only this I'll mention. I don't even mention this. Now, what natural disaster is shown in the video? Then the answer would be volcano. Right? Why do people move away from the volcano? Because
of the lava that is coming, or heat generation, or radiation, because of that.
or because of the emissions coming, or from the radiations coming, or the heat that is being generated, people try to move away. So suggest one way technology can help the warn the people about such eruptions. So if the prior warning is happening from the government or from the media, then obviously we can save more people. So what technology is what? Again, as I said here, this is more of applying the knowledge to digital media.
Can develop
So
sensor
now, for
which
example, we know
detect
this
the
third
rays
question.
like it can detect the rise in the temperature and it can warn the people about the upcoming
So satellites
volcano
usage is
eruption.
what is it comes here. Yes, GIS is what he's saying. So it is the satellite which can detect through the sensors, and then it can communicate it through media to alert the people.
So
Okay,
it should
so
be
that is,
technology only. You mean it should be
yeah,
technology
because here we
only?
have given us suggest one technology.
Okay.
That is
No,
the reason.
assuming the child answers because some animals, they are able to foresee these things, so they give their own warnings. Now, if the child is answering like that,
No, but because here we have given it one-way technology. Right now, from grade PP onwards, people are using the mobiles better than us. They know each and every option, which we doesn't even know.
And they know.
Right. So we need to get trained from them.
And they know GPS everything.
Yes.
AI,
Yes.
with the help of AI, they can do anything.
Right. So this is one more multimedia and one more example which I have taken. Case study presented using video. So this is where a simulation is given, where you can change the resistance, you can change the voltage, and you can see what is it happening. Based on that, some questions were being asked. So this is also a video which can be taken from any simulation also. Like FET simulations, you can see an example given here. What formula relates voltage, current, and resistance in Ohm's law?
E equal to Ri.
Okay, so I is equal to V by R also we can give, or V is equal to IR is also been given. If the resistance is set to 10 ohms and the voltage to 20 volts, what will be the current? So same thing you can calculate 20 by 10, that is equal to 2 amperes. So if the resistance increases to 20 ohms, but the voltage remains the same. So here we are saying resistance is increasing, which means this is increasing. Okay, but this is constant. So obviously current will decrease because inversely proportional. Right. Why is it important to keep resistant values appropriate when designing the electrical circuit?
Otherwise, you will not get the correct answer.
No, it might be leading to the heating of the coils or the circuits and lead to even short circuits. That is the reason we need this resistance value should be appropriate. Suggest one real life example where Ohm's law can help in solving an electrical problem, because most of the simulations will be there in chemistry and physics. That is the reason I'm taking an example. Just don't feel like it is too technical, right? Okay. So now here, where Ohm's law can help in solving an electrical problem. Anyone?
Ma'am, in household devices.
Very true. Yes, in devising the complete electricity, or what we call from boards to whatever, to fan to devices, this is required. Yes, now coming to the next one. So people say that assertion and reasoning might not be a part of case study, but it is also a part of the case study question. So here you can see statement is what we call assertion and followed by reason for that particular statement. So student judge the correctness of it, and assertion reasoning questions require the student to analyze two linked statements and decide their logical relationship, whether the assertion, whatever statement is given, the reason, whatever is given, is it a reason for this particular statement or not? For example, water is a universal solvent, which means it dissolves in each and every, whatever solute we have added into that water, it will be dissolving. That is the reason we call it as a universal solvent. And the reason given is because it dissolves most substances. So this reason is true for this statement. So we can say both A and B are true, and R explains the A. So this is the right answer. For example, if both are true and this is not explaining, we'll go with this statement. And if A is true and R is false, we go with this. If A is false and R is true, we go with this statement. This way, the options will be given. And this comes under either analysis or evaluate. Clear? Okay. Next, source and extract base. So this is where the source, mostly we try to use it from social studies, because straight away the paragraph what is given in the textbook, either in economics or civics, we can straight away take it from there, and the questions will be asked on it. So this is where extracts from the textbook or historical newspapers. So I'm not going to take more than 5-10 minutes, guys. I'm going to end up, we are almost in the end slides, so 2 more slides are there. So this is where the paragraph is completely taken from the textbook, this complete paragraph. So I'm not going to read it. So here, which word in the preamble ensures that India is free from outside control? So preamble is nothing but the introduction to this, or the purpose or the philosophy or the guidelines of the constitution that is given here. So which word here in this will say that India is free from outside control?
Liberty.
Sovereign. Sovereign state is where we are independent. We are not ruled by anyone. Yes, so we are, yeah, it's not ruled by any foreign power. We are independent. That is what it says. So this is what the first question about. Why is justice mentioned first among the preamble values? Why is this justice mentioned first in the values? Why not these two? Because first thing is fairness is required with respect to the rights or social or economic or political life. Then only that liberty and equality makes sense. And how does the preamble guide India's citizens in ensuring equality? So here is the equality with respect to the rights, freedom to right, freedom to opportunity. Yeah, that is what. And what do you think the idea of fraternity is important in today's society?
Yes, it is important
We need to
because
respect
the
the
way the
people, brotherhood, and there should be an unity because it's a diversified country with we are a secular
different
state with,
languages and
yeah,
with
different religions, different languages. So we need to respect the people because of the diversity. That is the reason there is a need for fraternity. Okay, and maintains that national integrity even. Next. So caselets is mini case study questions where very short answer life scenarios with quick questions were given here. A fruit seller, this is where I can say it can go for grade 1 and 2 even. A fruit seller has 30 apples. He packs them equal in 5 baskets. How many apples exist in each baskets?
6.
Right?
6.
Yes. The next one, multiple correct open-ended. So this is something like I can say and create level because it's not closed-ended. You don't have one answer for this. Questions suggest the ways to make your classroom eco-friendly. So you can say you can arrange the distance, you can give less paper, and you can plant more trees. So these are the different suggestions. Next, value-based question. So this is very much important because it's not only as a part of case study, we even give this one under 2 marks and 3 marks questions. Now focus on values, responsibility, empathy, honesty, compassion, life skills, etc. Ramesh saw his friend wasting water. What should he do? Okay, so why is wasting water harmful? Because if that is where water cannot be regenerated, so it is, we need to preserve it for the future generations.
Water
Okay,
people. Water
right. What action should Ramesh take? Now he has seen this, so what should he take it?
Educate his friend first.
Right. First, you need to switch off the tap, okay, and tell him that the importance of conserving the water for the future generations. Right. During the lunch break, some children laughed at a new student because of the food he brought from home. Why is making fun of someone's food wrong?
We should
Ye-
respect others.
Yes, because India is a diversified country with different traditions and cultures. So different people will follow different food items. So we should not make fun of people. Instead, we need to support them. Right. So if you were there, what would you do to support the new student? Anyone?
I
So
would first ask the child what type of food it is and any healthy aspects are there related to that, and that I'll explain that to the other children.
right. First, the people who has already laughed, right? So those people, we will just tell them like politely saying that no, you're not supposed to because of the diversified nature of our country. And the second thing is he need to make that person, whoever has bought the lunch, right? He need to make him comfortable by sitting with him, okay, and sharing even the lunch if required. This is what some moral skills that we need to teach to our students. Otherwise, I'm saying only the robots will be released from the education. No, we don't want that. Okay. Now, Anil found 100 rupees on the classroom floor. He knows it. It might belong to his classmate. Why is it important to be honest in such situations? Yes.
You will not have a guilty conscience later on.
Right. So trust is what the person need to build in. This is more important. So trust and responsibility, or what we call it as
Even integrity, doing
yes.
right when no one is watching.
Yes.
That
So
also
to know what
very
is right, what is wrong is also important here. So it should be honest. And then what should Anil do with the money?
we should give the class teacher that money.
Yes,
Or
he should give it back to the teacher or to the classmate in front of the teacher, so that this ethics is what will be inculcated to the rest of the students even. Right. Guys. Yeah, this is done. So now we have the questionnaire time. Now, students explore scientific variables through experiments and draw conclusions. So which type of case study does it come under?
Experiment based studies.
Right, experimental or investigation based. Now use debates with two sides of an issue.
Role play and
Multiple viewpoint.
Yeah, multiple viewpoint or multiple perspectives or debate or argument, or this is what we have told, right? So this type of case study is this. Show sequences of events in history using timelines. Sridevi, this is your question.
Historical and
historical
timeline.
Right,
Historical
yes,
and timeline based.
yes. Connects math and science to solve daily problems. Where is this?
Cross-disciplinary integrated.
Yes, cross-disciplinary and integrated. Now involves extended tasks like making models or portfolios.
Project and portfolio based.
Project
Right,
and
project or
portfolio.
portfolio based.
Project
Then
and portfolio based.
right. Then comes with your based on extracts from textbooks, historical
Source and
documents and
extract based.
newspapers.
Source and
Yes,
extract
Source and
based.
extract based.
right.
Source and
Students take the
extract based.
roles. Take the roles.
role
Role
play
play
Role
and
play or
simulation.
simulation. Yes. Linked to real issues in students' community or environment.
Community
Value
based
based.
Local and
Local
community
context and
based.
community
Community
based.
based context.
Where is it? Yeah.
Community
Here.
local contact
Right.
and community.
Right. Focuses on values such as honesty, empathy, and this thing.
Value based.
value based.
Value based.
Value based.
Right.
Now
Yes.
is left, ma'am.
Did I leave anything here?
9
This
is
is
left.
one.
Presented through videos and
Presented through
clips.
videos and
Multimedia
this
and
thing
digital.
multimedia. Right.
Multimedia and digital.
Yes, true. Right. Brilliant answers, guys. I hope you have got that information.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Such a wonderful way of, presenting simple questions.
One more. This is the last one. I give you a statement and a reason. You decide if both are true and if the reason explains the statement.
Assertion and reasoning.
True, assertion and reasoning case study question, right? Now coming to the next one, I focus on honesty, empathy, and responsibility by placing the students in
Value
real,
based.
value
right,
based.
value-based case study question. Now I present India's guiding principles through the words "We the people of India" and ask the questions from it.
Extract.
Extract or source-based question, right? I place the students in their own surroundings, like a polluted land or growing city, and ask them community, yeah, or local context-based question. I ask the student to compare two viewpoints, like supporters and critics, and
Debate
then
or
yes, very
debate or
true. Yes, I know 100%. I can give 100 out of 100 for everyone who participated here. Okay, so yes, thank you. So let us move on to the next one. Yes, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Ma'am, you were telling we have to have a question based on Bloom's taxonomy and the CGs. Is it possible for a teacher to keep all these things in mind and prepare a question paper? I mean, an average mediocre question teacher in a mediocre school, in a mediocre environment, is it
Right.
really possible? Things look very fine here because we are seeing the far hill. The other side of the hill is always green. But when it comes
Right.
to reality, I really doubt. I'm very sorry to put this across, but
Agreed.
I
So
don't know.
earlier using technology also was very far from us. It's like I can say it's not a long hanging fruit, it's a high hanging fruit. But right now you can see all the teachers, irrespective of their age, they're using the technology with respect to PPTs, 2D animated videos, 3D animated videos, and the navigation of whatever we are giving, like Teach Next or LMS, they're using it, I can say, very often. And to the best, I can say. So the same thing over a period of time, it's getting inculcated that people are towards the technology and they're using it. So because right now it is not made mandatory, but I'm telling over a period of time, HPC will be made mandatory. And if that HPC to be implemented, then competency should be added, because I have shown you last time where these competencies should be mentioned, and then whether is the student is a beginner or a proficient or advanced, those also should be mentioned. And again, for those, we need to use such pattern of case study questions, or it can be role play, or it can be some skit that they need to play, or a project that need to be given. So which can be doable in the class or maybe in an auditorium. Yes, George?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, is
Yeah.
there a particular blueprint from ICSE board?
ICSE board, no. The
In
same thing can
state
you
board
can
only we
see.
have to follow.
No, it's not about, see, this is not like I have taken only for the CBSE or for the state board. We have created irrespective of whatever it is there. If you want to create for an ICSE board also, you can use the same philosophy. But percentage is what might change. ICSE might be having more of application and 20% might be knowledge and understanding, because I've seen the pattern of questions that have been asked in the ICSE. I can say knowledge and understanding will not be more than 20%, and 80% would be application and the HOTS levels. But again, the
For
blueprint,
state board, there is a specific blueprint pattern, madam. That is why I asked. I am a ICSE teacher.
okay. So see,
Uh,
irrespective of whatever you are following, one thing is you want the chapters to be seen, and again you want to give that sections also there. In that section you want to see the blueprint. At the same time you want to see what percentage has been covered across each and every chapter and how many questions have been come. If this blueprint is not structured in this way, the way I have shown you, then what happens? You might be giving more weightage to one chapter and giving less weightage, which you are not doing a justification to the assessment paper that you have created. So obviously this is the best one, because I have seen all across all the boards and everything, and this is where, and tomorrow I am saying competencies also will be included here when it is made mandatory, because right now the teachers schools are not in favor of it or not completely following it, so we haven't even. But over a period of time, I'm telling, maybe in a year or two, this competencies also will be added, so we'll find a place where to inculcate it.
okay, madam. Thank you.
Right. Yes, team, you can share the feedback form.
Yes, ma'am. I've already shared.
Right, great. Okay. So teachers, please fill the form, so you'll be getting the certificate. And in case you have any queries, I'm here. You can ask me.
Ma'am, can you share?
You're on mute, Sridevi.
Ma'am, I'm asking, can you just share the video that SAFAL versus PARAKH was there? No, I was traveling, so I was not able to watch it fully.
But actually from the team, we are not supposed to. That is what I got it. What you can do is the YouTube video would be there, or this recorded video also, you might have done it. That also you can refer to, because all these videos are already been added to the YouTube, so that there are people. So because the main concern here it is, we want to educate everyone. So that is the reason for we want to keep learning and keep growing, and that is where we are posting it. It's not keeping it for ourselves. It's not only like for the people who are attending the webinar. We wanted to keep it across the globe.
Okay. So these recordings are also available, no? We can go
Yeah,
through
recordings are available, and even you can take it from the YouTube. Just give this topic and give the next education. You would be getting all the videos, so you can select till now whatever videos we have created from the day one till now. All those videos will be available.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Right,
It was very, very nice.
Yeah.
More of interactive session. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us today and making the session a success. We hope the session was informative and gave you practical takeaways. So stay connected with us for the future sessions. And until then, keep learning, keep growing, and have a wonderful day ahead. Goodbye and best wishes.
Thank
you.
Thanks.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Rita.
Ma'am, actually, session 1 certificate I have not got.
Session 1 we have been completed, right? It is in midway. So because we have discussed PARAKH and NEP together and SAFAL together in the last session, and this is a second part of it where we have discussed the blueprint also, because it's a complete one session, I can say, together. On PARAKH plus SAFAL, followed by this assessment types, that is case study question type, and how to create a blueprint. Completely, I can say the assessment session is done, a webinar is done.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I have completed the feedback form. Can I leave?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Kiran. Thank you,
Hello,
Vibha.
ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you,
Anuradha.
thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
From
Yes,
where I get
Gitanjali.
the feedback from?
In the chat box. So here you can just click on this chat box. So here it is there. Yeah. If you want, guys, can you place it here Or do you want me to place it? It is
Again, I
already been
have
shared.
shared.
Yeah. It is shared now. You can see, Gitanjali, it's here. Just click on this message box. So you can see in call messages, right? You can check there. Yes, Kusma, you have any queries? Yes, thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you,
Ma'am,
Anita.
we can't write comments here. We can't write the comments.
In the message box?
I can't get it, no?
In that form, or you're saying, or in the message box you're saying?
The message.
Maybe it was been logged.
Madam, where we can get the certificate in mail or what?
You would be getting it. You would have logged through and you would have got it through an Gmail, right? So you would be getting it through a Gmail. In a couple of days, you will be getting it. So more than the certificate, the knowledge is important here. It's a notion. And yeah, that is more. And this interactive is where it makes you to, I can say, a plus. Okay, so if you are not getting your certificates also, don't even worry, don't get panic. But here, the information or the knowledge that we are exploring together with you, I'm also. That is more important. So don't miss the sessions. So come to the sessions like which will happen every week on Wednesday, that is 5 to 6 p.m.